Hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Oh my god. Oh god, excuse me. Excuse me. That's fine. That's fine. Let me just readjust thing. Actually, wait a minute. This window is not quite aligned. There we go. There we go. That looks a little bit better. But hello, Ian. Hello, Sirius. Hello, Yellow. Go back to showing OBS. Oh my god. Sadly, I guess I could, but that would turn off the game. Well, not turn off the game, but it wouldn't be showing it like at all, because I'd have to switch the window to capturing the thingy thing. Like, I could be silly. Oh wait, no, it won't let me. Interesting. Yeah, I would have to actually, like, create a new instance. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. It's fine. It's fine. This game is saved. Did this game save my life? I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know. Not the thingy thing? Mega Puppy, what do you mean the thingy thing? This is just a cute thing. What gives, Josh? I felt like reminiscing tonight, I guess. you know how it is. You know how it is. What we got here? Let's did hammering at the board. Yeah, I can't read all this before it goes. Oh well. Yeah, lots of things. I can't read it this fast. Won't be able to. Won't be able to read it that fast. You know how it is. Eto. Ah. All the souls. Oh my god. It's fine. We're just gonna ignore that. No, God. I can't deal with this right now. I stare at the screen, letting my phone vibrate until it stops. I'll try to make up an excuse that it was on silent later. Oh, hello, Q. I had been cringing. That's what this is. I'm remembering. What? It's so weird. All the back. Yeah, yeah. The backgrounds in this are weird. Yeah. There wasn't like a good CG for me to use for like a thumbnail. I tried. I thought about making a unique thumbnail for this stream, and it's just, I don't know. I wasn't satisfied with the thing I was doing, so I just like used the original. Sorry about that. I had been cringing, flustered mess since this morning. School and my geometry test had kept me only slightly distracted. With the call as a reminder, I feel a welling sensation around my eyes and my vision blurs. I suck in my cheeks before exuding a shaky exhale. Nothing will ever be the same anymore. My parents won't see me as normal anymore. All because I was daft enough to try to rub one out on the computer before the bus came this morning. I thought they were at work. Mom is usually out by 5 and Dad by 6, but they took the day off on account it's their anniversary. So not only did they catch me pants down, prick in hand, but they also found out I was gay in one fell swoop of headphones induced a lack of spatial awareness. I heard Mom scream. I was so startled I jumped, my headphones coming unplugged from the laptop, blasting Fox/Stallion porn on full blast. Just when my dad came running in. I remember Mom turned, went to her room, locked the door, and I didn't see her again before I left. Dad, meanwhile, was sort of laughing nervously before I took off to my bus stop, but I could tell from his face that this was beyond awkward for him. I couldn't bring myself to words. I just pulled up my shorts and ran to my bus stop. All throughout the day, the thought of coming home and having to face the shame was like being dunked in ice water. Each mile we traveled closer to Echo increases that feeling of inevitable awfulness. I try to go over excuses in my head. I could maybe attempt to convince them that it was straight porn. Oh yeah, because that always works. Both of the guys in the videos had pretty visible beard scruff, though. I rub my eyes. The thought of trying to figure out what all my folks saw on the screen makes me want to retch. Well, I could say it was a virus that took control of my browser window. And it was it was so startling a prospect that I didn't have time to fully put on my shorts. And the erection was unrelated. Fuck. I peek through my paws at my phone screen, the symbol for a missed voice call having appeared on top. I grit my teeth in extreme apprehension, turning the screen off and shoving my phone back into my pocket. Taking a moment to recombobulate, I look around. The bus is pretty empty beside me. The bus driver, who has been trying to get the radio to work the whole ride, and Carl in the seat adjacent to me. Carl, as usual, has his earbuds in, with his expensive handheld out, probably a PSP or PlayStation Vita. I think it's a PSP. That's my hopes. That's my dreams. Playing some Japanese tactics RPG. Usually we have at least Jeremy, Clint, Heather, Jasmine, and TJ with us, but not today. Not many kids who go to the school in Peyton live out in Echo. I'm pretty astonished the bus district expansion covered our town. The bus ride from Peyton to Echo usually takes about 45 minutes, though it feels much longer. Yeah, okay, that was loud. That was loud. Let me turn down the game volume. I didn't know. It surprised me. There we go. It was fine. Especially now. Yeah, 2008. Okay. Yeah, the what's it called? The PSP was out by this point. He's playing his PSP. The Ram looks up from his game to the source of the music, a slightly furrowed brow. Our bus driver grinds back at him through the rear mirror. Yeah, the rear mirror. And in a self-satisfied fashion, her gummy Cheshire maw on full, yet brief display. Realizing that she is looking back at him, Carl grunts, hunching up his shoulders a bit. Karen, why? Why? I forget how are we doing, Carl? I don't even know. I've never had to voice Carl before. She lets out a brief chortle. Well, seeing as I only have you two along with me today, I thought I'd put on some tunes and make your collar a little blue. Carl begrudgingly pauses his game, pulling out his earbuds and letting them hang over his horns. It was still weird seeing him like this. Around age 14, his horns developed a lot. He complained about headaches and neck strain constantly. He told me he had to see a chiropractor in a state over because his horns were so big, and his neck muscles hadn't developed enough to support them. Even now, a year later, he still sits with a sort of low, hunched posture. I'm plenty blue-collared, yeah. I lived in Echo. She snarks again. Boy, I have seen the size of your manor. No, you ain't. And never would have expected a sort like you to be so pompin' yatchy blood? Yeah. I forget what this word is. That's fine. Carl doesn't say anything. His emerald gaze shifts some to the seat in front of him. Karen takes a gulg from her soda bottle with her free hand, and the other steering us through an on-ramp onto the freeway. The spa day I would have on just 1 hour of your daddy's income. I'd feel bad for whoever worked Manny and Petty that shift. She holds up her calloused right hand, her claws rather stubbed, even for a fox's standards. When I'm not driving your squirts, I do road crew for Public Works. Ain't your average mom, eh? As she gesticulates with a swirling motion as she speaks, then lets her hand hang limply on the steering wheel. Well, it might be the new average here soon enough. Feminism and all that. You two will learn all about it in college, I'm sure. What are you two going for, major-wise? Both of us make no quick move to respond. A chase? I shift some in my seat, clearing my throat so that my voice doesn't crack. Well, I wanted to go into videography and film, but my parents weren't too fond of that, so I guess journalism or communication? Ah. Karen responds so abruptly that it makes me wonder if I said something wrong. Well, my nephew got one of them communication degrees from North Mountain State. Oh, how'd that go? Ended up being a 60,000 piece of paper that earns him $13.25 an hour fixing old farts like us, computers out of some big box establishment. Nerd Squad, I think they're called. Hell if I know. I'm still deciding, I guess. She waves dismissively. I look over at Carl, who looks like all he wants to do is go back to playing his game. What about you, Bighorns? Carl blinks some at the casual speciesism, then scratches the back of his neck. You just planning on going straight to work for Daddy right after you graduate? Mom, actually. I don't know yet. Carl looks pretty uneasy with this topic. He also seems pretty embarrassed at having said mommy out loud. Were I in better spirits, I'd probably laugh. Hello, Dragon. Everyone is good at something, Carl, and hopefully that is something you enjoy too. You're always quiet with your nose in that little device of yours playing games. Maybe that's your future career. Something techie. Admittedly, Leo is usually the one who is most handy with fixing our tech stuff. Carl isn't even the best at video games. That title goes to Jazz. Ah, hello, David. Carl is quiet for a bit, tugging on the string of his hoodie. I don't know. Looking out the window, I see the sun is setting as we get within 10 or so miles of Echo. We pass the old abandoned water park, which I heard closes shortly after the bypass was built and all its passer-by traffic was lost. I think for a moment I see what looks like some figures in the drained pool, though when I try to squint I don't see them anymore. You know, I was around when that place shut down. I startle some, not realizing I was being watched. Both times, actually. Once in the 60s, then again in the 80s when it reopened for a year. Was during the era of big government giving out big old water project construction to the state for pennies, LA being the golden child. Our country, as you two squirts are aware, did not become the next Orange County. That's what that says. Spoilers. As my son Keith used to say. Keith was the one kid, right? If I remember right. Yeah. I'll have to remind myself later. Let's see. She lets out an amused grunt before stirring up some. Yeah, I got it. But yeah. Good. I like it. A lot of folks lost their jobs. Was like a little Great Depression in the middle of the Mormon land. Echo has been going to tits for generations, though. He got the best, man. He really did. And not the sort of tits not the good sort of tits either. The real ugly ones. Like those that, what's her name wields? Miss Tethers? Yeah, her. I'm taken off guard at that comment. Mrs. Tethers is a particularly nasty history teacher at PHS, who is known for not being too keen on vulpines. She does have a kinda lopsided pair. Anyway, it is a ripe shame, but the time you kitties are having kitties themselves, this town will be a feast for termites. Well, maybe not the manor. I see Karen's silver eyes focus on Carl. I guess we don't know if the mansion was still up, do we? That was something that wasn't really mentioned in Arches, was it? I see Karen's silver eyes focus on Carl. The castle, we used to call it. She says this bit rather strangely, as if trying to remember something specific. Carl is staring out the window, avoiding Karen's attention. In the 2 years we've had her as a bus driver, she has never spoken this much. Most of the time, she'd be scolding Jeremy and Clint. I have this feeling she's been waiting for this opportunity to speak more personally with Carl for a while. Man, I remember the first time I played this game, I was like, wow, they really are just throwing out names, aren't they? Since I played this first before Echo, I'm just like, who's Jeremy? Who's Clint? What's a Leo? As we get closer to Echo, we pass more abandoned places. Some are adorned with faded Art Deco styles from the bygone modern era, whilst the others are but rotting wood from the Mormon settlement days. In my current situation, all these familiar architectural fadings seem to invoke a pulsating sense of dread for what is to come. Oh, he's coming, all right. Carl, your family has been here for over a century. Way I see it, least they could do is to reinvest in what they capitalized on in the first place. Can you just change the radio station? Carl's horns are pressed up against the window, his tone low but his voice loud. Ah, hello, Maestro. Oh, yeah? What do you want it set to? Anything but this. Carl looks down at his handheld, fidgeting with stuff in his character screen, but without the focus to keep actually playing. Fine. What do you want to listen to, Chase? What do we want to listen to, folks? What do we want? Do we want country, soft rock, techno, pop, or random? What are you all feeling? How are you all doing? Pop, techno? Oh, we got 2 for techno. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Okay, we're going techno. I don't know. If you have a good radio, we might be able to get the hard, bassy techno station on 95.5 FM. What did you say? You want this, but louder? No! No! Chase, kill me! End my life. Maybe I'll respawn somewhere more peaceful. This good for you, Carl. You're getting blue-collared, albeit, you know, the hard way. If I wanted to get blue-collared the hard way, I'd borrow Jasmine's jean short shorts and stand amusingly around the motel. Covering our ears and pressing our heads into the seats in front of us, we endure the hick musical cavalcade, as Jasmine deemed this station. Did I get that word right? I think I did, or something. I see. Glancing sidelong on the bus window, I see that we're less than a mile from the house. My paw pads start to feel clammy, and I clutch my knees tight. It's fortunate that Carl is currently occupied with burying his muzzle into his faux leather of the seat in front of him as I begin to tremble. Part of me actually wants to see him. I know it's just stalling for the inevitable, but I want to talk to somebody, anyone, about all this. Ian, please. Thank you, but still. This is a small town, and whoever I speak to will know that I like guys, and I'll have to deal with them knowing the fact every day till college. If I go to college. I used to hate being so damn generic. Fucking Flynn whines about how boring I am all the time, but now all I can see are folks looking at me, seeing me as that otter who likes it up the rear and not as generic Chase. Ah, hello, Crush Cat. God, that's what my parents will see me as, too. The sort of deviant who lives in their home. I imagine them looking at the photos of me around the house now and wishing they could have that back. I've never really talked to my parents about relationships and sex stuff, and now I'm just shocking them with this whole new side of me. What an anniversary present I'm giving them. I look over and see Carl hunched over, his horns pushing into the seat, and his gaze focused blankly up the screen on his handheld. Upon closer inspection, the screen is completely black and the device is no longer on. It seems that he's not in the best state either. I swallow, debating disturbing him. Carl might be my best friend, but we don't usually have deep talks, especially since the lake incident. Yeah, I remember just reading that and going like, lake incident, whatever. Like, okay. Maybe I could text someone. I slide my phone out of my pocket, staring at the black screen, much like Carl is now. I realize when I get home, my parents are probably going to demand to see my phone and messages, so I'll have to delete them. I try to imagine how each one of my friends would react, but this is honestly foreign ground, only alluded to in traded insults and jokes. His texts are fun. I'm thinking about it. Flynn especially, the lizard drops the word faggot in every other sentence as of late, though I think he just chooses it for maximum edginess. Jasmine, on the other hand, might be the most supportive with this sort of thing. However, she wasn't at school today. I eavesdropped Flynn mentioning something about issues with her parents and Jeremy to Leo, but I couldn't make out the specifics. I don't even know how Leo would react to any of this. He makes jokes about poofy stuff all the time, but I can tell that he is... I can tell there is some unease there. That leaves TJ. Carl described him once as the moral, gooey center of our sandwich of a friend group. But why TJ for that? Why TJ? Shouldn't that be Flynn? Like, he's an asshole. But he seemingly kept people together. Or Leo, like one of those two. Like, not TJ. TJ just sits there. He's just there. He's just the bullyable one. That being said, I'm not sure how I can actually tell him. He's just barely crossing the puberty threshold right now. Plus, the Christianity factor. I uncover one of my ears long enough to pull out my phone. My heart skips a beat at the new voicemail notification. I quickly swipe over to my contacts. We know who we're going to contact. Leo always has a weird sort of parental vibe going on with him. Does he have a daddy vibe going for him, Chase? Does he? If someone in our group is feeling down or about to make a stupid decision, he usually goes out of his way to set them straight. Jasmine says that this is largely due to the culture he comes from, the whole pack mentality thing. In truth, though, Leo is one of the first friends I ever made, back when I was like 6. I'm sort of hoping time cuts through the stigma bullshit and he'll have an idea of what to do. My thumb pad hovers over the portrait picture in the Messenger app. Alright, here goes nothing. Can I talk to you for a sec? I wonder if I should have had done punctuation or capitalization. Maybe try not to... Maybe to just sound a little more casual. I mean, I always capitalize and punctuate my stuff. Like, it's fine. Busy, but what? Shit. He doesn't have practice today, so I thought he'd be free. Managing text messaging with Leo is hard enough as it is. With him distracted, it'd be even worse. Looks like I can't do it through here. I think I should talk to you about it in person. I see. Okay. God, he always does this. 2 to 3 word responses, and there is still nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with just doing a couple words responses. Everyone's always like, oh, Josh, you always message in such a direct fashion, blah, blah, blah. You always just say, like, one word, like, okay, sure, it's fine, whatever. He's still probably hanging out with the other football folk outside school. A lucky bastard has his own truck now, so he mostly doesn't come home with us anymore. Like father, like Josh, excuse you! I find myself biting the inside of my cheek and quickly forcing myself to stop. Okay? I stare at my phone screen for a long while, and eventually come to the conclusion that this was a waste of time. He doesn't seem to be in any hurry to respond now. I don't want to fuck this up by badgering him with my willing revelation that I apparently love cock while he'd rather be doing anything else. As the familiar landmarks of the railway and the red rock of Echo Canyon come into view out of the window, my restless anxiety returns. Steadying myself, I sweep back over my contacts. Yeah, we'll confide with Flynn. We'll do that one. I frown to myself as my thumb pad hovers over Flynn's contact image on the Messenger app. I got Gorgonzola at the at the mini-mart in Peyton. Well, that's some timing. I honestly have no idea what this message means. Instinctively, I try to respond with something jabby. I'm sorry, Flynn. I'm sure they have a cream for that. After hitting send, I'm not too sure that was the right move. Flynn rarely responds whenever I text him, and that probably doesn't boost my odds. Looking out the bus window, I can see that we're approaching Carl's stop. It is a type of salad, you musky fuck. Oh. I thought it was a cheese. So did I. Whatever. Why are you texting me about salad? As the bus turns onto the neighborhood road, I scoot over some, speaking up to Carl's attention. Wait, speaking up to get Carl's attention, yes. So I'm gonna get off the bus with you here, okay? Carl just continues to stare at his blank screen for a second before blinking and looking back at me. Are you sure? That might be messy, and Karen watching might give me performance anxiety. Carl stares deadpan at me. I rest my forehead into my paw and groan, though I end up snickering a bit. The bus comes to a stop. Carl, this is where you get off. Chase wants to get off too. The bus. You have a note from your folks? Shit. I look back to Carl and he gives me a look of understanding. He unslings his backpack from his shoulder, rifling through it. Carl looks up at me brief, mouthing one word. Stall. Ask about Keith. I do. I make a motion of holding something up behind the seat. Carl seems to have found a pen and notepad and is scribbling hastily. So, Karen, you mentioned your son Keith. The name sounds familiar. Karen gives me a rather dubious look, her silver gaze eyeing me up. Well, I doubt you have recently. Keith's been gone for a good year or so now. Where'd he go? Karen scratches the end of her muzzle. still eyeing me with the same scratching expression. He's dead. Dead to me, at least. He'll be dead soon enough, Karen. Oh, sorry. Definitely not going to prod there. Carl currently looks up as if he's trying to camouflage into his seat, slowly sliding down. It's alright. The old fox lets out a huff that is half exasperated, half amused. She waves dismissively. You squirt gonna get off the bus or not? I got a big bowl of cinnamon chips and pineapple mango sauce waiting for me back home. Is that a good combination? Like a... Cause what, like a mango salsa, is that's more like sweet and savory, right? Does that work with cinnamon? I don't know. I shift awkwardly in my seat. Out of the corner of my eye, something yellow flutters down to my feet. With haste, I bend down and snatch up the note, acting as nonchalant as possible. Carl's penmanship is actually pretty good. I give him a discreet, grateful look as he gets up and moves to the exit. I'm coming. Okay, Chase. Carl stops, looking back at me with that same deadpan as before. To the front of the bus. I think I hear Carl mutter, "That's quite some range," as he turns and continues offward. Carl hops off first, his hooves making an audible clop noise upon the aged asphalt. However, as I follow and move to hand my note to Karen, her calloused hand grabs my wrists instead of taking the note. I'm not that deaf and dumb, Kitty. I've been doing this job for a long while. She relinquishes. Yes, my wrist. The note flutters to the ground. I can feel Carl staring nervously at us from the road. I appreciate your curiosity. Keith and I live down in Colvesville, so doubt you'd know him. He made some seriously questionable decisions regarding his amorous pursuits, things I could not abide by. She shifts some in her large driving seat, the cadence in her voice changing some as she looks to the back of the bus. I saw you back there, puffy-eyed and trembling. Oh no. You afraid of something at home? I know how the people can be out here. I'm frozen, feeling the tip of my ears burn rosy at today's endless cavalcade of embarrassment. She pauses, bending down to pick up the dropped note before tossing it in the bus's trash bucket. Especially with kids. I'm not sure what she meant by that, and definitely am not sure what to say. I look back at Carl. He's averting his gaze now, his paws deep in his hoodie pockets. All right. I get it. Nobody wants the hick bus driver to know what it's like to be a kid these days. Look, run along. Sorry for, grabbing you. I'm used to them shits Jeremy and Clint doing that and getting me in trouble. I try hard and force a smile. Oh, thanks. I appreciate your concern and all. Yeah, they are plenty shitty. Hey, language, kiddo. Sorry. Also, tell Carl his fly is down. He looks like a damn fool. I see Carl stiffen, quickly reaching down and fumbling with his zipper, his orange range Superwolf boxers visible through the fly. Okay. Also orange? Okay, interesting. Karen just sighs. I feel my phone buzz within my pocket. See you squirts on Monday. Oh, bus leave. Okay. This sprite always a little bit confuses me because I'm like, is it normal for younger Ramo to have like a more brownish fur coat, cause like Carl is gray in Echo proper, right? He's a gray lad. He aged very poorly, I guess. He got grays real young, or maybe real old. I don't know. I don't know what what it should be and should not be. I step off the bus beside Carl, and the door shuts behind me. Karen heading back towards the freeway. Do color change from baby to adult? Yeah, but I guess I'm thinking like this is only like 5 years prior, right? Like I don't know. I don't know. It is what it is. It gets dark so much earlier now that summer is over. Echo isn't exactly a major township. The area is deemed a census designated place, so we don't get streetlights. Carl watches the bus fade into the distance before pulling out his phone. I can't wait until I get my own car license. Oh yeah, that'll do good for that. Yeah, you'll do great with that, kid. He stares. He starts texting. Letting my parents know that you're coming over. We should troll about the 3D virtual chat game again tonight. Oh right, he does VR chat. Jenna stays. He's the same. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, that's true. It's true. I spent some money and got myself this big luchador avatar. Except I gave him big old breasts. He's called Mario. He looks up at me with a smirk before turning and walking. How much did you spend? What? Was texting my aunt. Sent to you. Oh. I don't know. I was just grabbing what I needed. $15 maybe. Wait, no. Reread that. What? Yeah, Mama Mario. Maria, Mom Maria. Whatever, it's fine. I got it mostly right. I there was an M in there, so it's fine. It's basically the same thing. That's a lot for one of those kind of games, especially just for clothing. Yeah, Mario. you like Mario, right? People like Mario. Well, like, the luchador mask I wanted was one of the premium items, so it costed the most. Everything else was dirt cheap. Every single girl in that game uses the same hair. The long, curly, blonde one that costs like $1. What? At least, they say they're girls. My parents caught me looking at gay porn this morning, and I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to be unique. Otherwise, what's the point? It is a social role-playing game. Why risk getting ignored? Jesus fucking Christ, Chase. I haven't told anyone else yet, and I don't know what to do. I actually have another account with a character that is more normal-like. What the fucking hell made you pick me to drop this shit on? Has someone told you something? Whoops, I forgot to read Carol's line. I made him after you left last time. God, I don't know, and no one has told me anything. Yeah, he's like this big, primate-looking dude with burn scars everywhere, and this kind of albino-y face. How did your parents take it? I had this idea for the character sort of based off of a dream I had once. I don't know. Kind of badly, I think. I didn't stick around. Had to catch the bus. Anyway, I went to a lot of the in-game hotspots at first. A lot of stuff you and I saw when we were messing around. I just don't want to go home right now. It is, sort of like you said. That most of the people there are just middle-aged housewives who can barely type a sentence. But then I sort of went off-grid, I guess you'd call it. Like the spots that aren't advertised on the destination finder. I started finding out a lot of weird shit. I'm unloading freight tonight. I'd tell you to call Jazz since she's better with this sort of shit, but I can't get a hold of her either. Whoops, Carl's line. Like the weirder than the shit we were making ironically, yeah. Shit, should I go check on her? There were these places that, which look like more real-life houses. Not the fantasy exotic stuff. Just people living in virtual families in these boring-ass looking homes, complete with framed photos of screenshots of their characters. I'm going after work. Her, Tidria parents had been, cunty as of late. You can if you want, but doubt your pansy self can handle her, Jera, if he's there. Jer. Yeah. Oh, right, when you do go visit, it says that, like, is it Jeremy? Or, what, did they have a third sibling? I forget. But, like, Jeremy was just, like, walking around in his underwear, right? Like, he just had briefs on? Or was that the other sibling? I can't remember. I don't know. I want to see, like, Echo Jeremy walking around in just briefs. That'd be pretty cute, don't you think? I think that'd be cute. I don't know if him and Clint are there. I got the impression that a lot of them were, like, foreign. Look, don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but Leo is going to this party thing tonight. You should go too, or not. I don't care. Make it a reality? No. No. I walked into this one flat with these two horse ladies in it. They had, decorations with Middle Eastern words everywhere, but they seemed normal enough. A party? Not an Echo, right? What is it, for election? Whoops. I had a TV item which just displayed a slideshow of photoshopped photos of them on with a baby. When I started exploring the house, I ended up walking into the nursery room, and they got real pissy. It's for Day of the Dead. That's today. A bunch of jocks and towny people are gonna be there. Route 65 at Parson Manufacturing. Yeah. Right, there's actually like an illustration of the house. Oh, that's wild. That's neat. That's neat. Horny bonk. What do you mean horny bonk? I just think that Jeremy's cute. There's a lot of cute characters in the game. It is what it is. Leo didn't mention it when I saw him. You going? I thought about trolling, and writing, I eat the baby, and hopping up and down on the crib, but I don't know. It just felt like the weird mix of awkward and sad. I just said I was working, and when I get off, I'm heading straight to Jasmine's. Fucking the deuce, school paperboy. That's still like one of my favorites. Him just like sliding over, being like, Chase, why are you on your phone? You should be paying attention to me. I'm important. I'm your best friend, right? Hey, talk to me. I was just curious. Fuck you, Chase. Orlando vibes? They're like the same. They're so close to one another. Are you listening? Carl is standing in front of me with a concerned expression on his face. Oh, music. Musical. Here, let me turn up the volume just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. Yep. I need a gun? What kind of gun? Okay. It takes me a moment to respond. Yeah, just texting Flynn. He's actually responding to you? Yeah, I know. I look up the street, at Carl's house sitting in an amber glowing glory atop the hill slope. You know what? I'm surprised they didn't swap out the background in Echo proper with this one and then like make like a daytime version of this. You know what I mean? Feels weird to like get this background and then not use it. I don't know. Feels weird. Yeah, that's it. Apparently there's a party happening tonight. Carl raises an inquisitive brow. Like, here or in general? I'm not sure what you mean by in general, but yeah, around here. It's for Day of the Dead. Leo and I think maybe Flynn got invited. What? They didn't mention it to me at all, and I asked them to their face if they had any plans. I shrug. Flynn made it sound like it was mainly just Peyton people coming out. Yeah, but is it weird they wouldn't mention that? That sounds like it, like the most exciting thing that will happen around here for months. Carl looks off to the side, shifting his posture some. I'd rather just stay home and play Virtua with you anyway. But seriously, what the fuck? The idea that two of our closest friends were keeping this a secret did make me feel pretty shitty. On top of all of that, the other sensation of general shittiness I feel right now. It's at the Parsons Manufacturing Building, you know, off Route 65. Roll credits, I guess. Is what it is. That's sort of in the ass end of nowhere for a party. Maybe it's like a rave or something. I shrug again. I think we should go. Look at him. He's like, oh. Carl blinks, his expression akin to as if I just asked to rub his horns. Dude. He lets out a little huff, rubbing the back of his head. First of all, we weren't invited. Second, it's the middle of nowhere. Third, isn't it Day of the Dead for like... He pulls his paws away from his beanie, long enough to swirl it around in gesticulation as he tries to phrase this right. Latin folk? Oh, my blood's as apple pie as it gets, dude. Alright, first Leo is there, so I don't see him not getting us in. Though it was weird he didn't invite us in the first place. Second, we live in the middle of nowhere. Anything local happening is technically in the middle of nowhere. Which still doesn't make it any more safe. Third, well, I don't know. I assume nothing too culturally sensitive is taking place in an abandoned factory. I love the apple pie. It's funny. You know what? Carl says some funny shit on occasion. You know what I mean? Which won't save us from sticking out like a sore thumb. Carl exhales through flared nostrils, lolling his head up as if being throttled by how much of a bad idea this is. Dude. He looks back up at me, a tout frown upon his muzzle. Young Carl is fun. Yeah, he's still a little, he's not as pathetic. Like, young Carl, he's pathetic in the nerdy high school way, but he's not, like, adult pathetic, if you know what I mean. I don't know, I guess I'm kinda curious. Worst case, we stop in, smack Leo, and then make like Flynn's fetish and scat. Best case, We sneak in, smack Leo, and they have food. I'd rip your tail off for a cheese quesadilla right now. Don't do that. Ethel? My phone buzzes in my grip. You're welcome. I gotta go. Try not to suck too much cock on your way there. So it begins. That's good advice from Flynn. I don't know if you're gonna hold out the whole way, though. Glancing over with a start, I realize that Carl is leaning over my shoulder, squinting at my phone. Christ! I exhale, turning my phone screen off. Yeah, I'll try my best. Carl lets out a brief, breathy bit of laughter before pulling out his phone. Lying to your parents time? Yup, your fault too. What should I say? Carl texts something into his phone before moving along in the opposite direction we were walking before. I'm honestly surprised he accepted. His social anxiety is pretty bad at school. Maybe it's just that kind of night. I follow, yes. I follow suit and walk alongside Carl. Yeah, because this background is used in Echo, right? This is when you're walking around with Jenna, right? It's weird. But like they wouldn't use the house one, but they'll use. I'm not going crazy, right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Is what it is. Can't wait till I get my license and car. I mentioned that already. Yeah, and you'll like take some drugs and crash it, Carl. You're fine. You'll get it taken away. Route 65 is like 3 miles away. You can get your fetlocks tone and ready for the dance floor, though. What does that even mean? I see Carl's posture stiffen at that prospect, his bright green eyes looking at the asphalt beneath us. You don't actually think there's gonna be dancing in there, like the movies and shit. I shrug, something I'd been doing a lot this night. Growing up in a town with less than 60 people has made what seems like a conventional teenage experience on TV utterly foreign. The closest our group of friends had to such were birthday parties, and just 6 of our folks. Leo's dad lets us drink a can of beer once. Amazing. Amazing! I always imagine high school parties were just a bunch of kids sitting on couches and smoking weed. But this is Echo, so... Meth? Do you think Leo would go to a party where everyone's smoking meth? I didn't think Leo would go to a party and not tell us. I pause, dipping my paws into my pocket. I wonder if Leo thinks we're not cool. Carl actually turns to look at me, then quickly averts his gaze to the ground. Dude. I think that after all the shit we've been through, that wouldn't matter. I mean, I mean, the amount of you all ignoring each other it's almost staggering, to say the least. The serious statement from him takes me off guard, and I feel instantly guilty from broaching that topic. I nod solemnly, another long pause drifting between us. Yeah. Ooh. Look, there's little lights in the distance. They're watching. Carl tells me about the 3D Virtua chat and some girls he met there as we walk. Girls being stated with quotation fingers each time. I had tried talking with guys online myself, though like Carl, never with my real identity. I remember I was feeling lonely 2 months ago and posted a personal M/M ad on the Peyton List website. 18 years old, hotter here, looking for a friend/mentor was the tagline. I included a cropped and photoshopped picture of myself at the Peyton Rec Center pool, my face blurred. Since I went through puberty a couple years ago, I was pretty sure I could pass for 18 if my face was hidden. I was wrong. My post was taken down and I got a few emails from administration asking all sorts of questions. It really hasn't been my best few months. You said hotter instead of otter. Well, you know, maybe we need a hotter otter in here, you know. We need a better one, you know. we need to, you know, the wrong otter died, you know, like. I mean, have you seen Adult Sydney? We could have had that. We could have had that. Eventually, we reached the Parsons building, an establishment that closed many a lifetimes ago from the looks of it. About 10 or so cars and motorcycles are parked alongside the building, and neon blue lights emanates from the inside. The thump of the bass and is palpable, even out here on the road. I look over to Carl. All his lackadaisy demeanor on the way here had been replaced by tight-lipped tension. To be honest, I feel pretty similar. I don't see anyone outside here. Everyone must be inside. We just got to get in and look for Leo's big red ass. Or, you know, his face. Any idea what we should say when we see him? I've just transitioned to using Orlando's voice, haven't I? That's fine, that's fine. This works good for Carl, I think. Hi, Leo, was a good start. Okay, sounds good. Cool. Neither of us move. Very accurate. God, dude, what if it's a rave? Do people actually still have raves? Yo, has anyone seen footage of the Hamtaro rave from like back from was it the late 90s or early 2000s in Japan? Shit was wild. I don't know. Oh, but I'm getting really bad vampire cult vibes from all this. Oh no, look at this ghost. Slide in. Let's check around the back first. All right. Boo! Oh, what the fuck? Carl practically leaps, swatting at the air around him as he gets some distance. Language! Oh, jeez. Sorry, Carl. I don't know I'd actually scare you that badly. Carl stares wide-eyed at the sheeted visage before his eyes go to a lull. Hey, TJ. I legitimately thought you were about to start beating there, Carl. Bleating? Real specious, dude. What are you doing here, Tej? Why are you dressed like a ghost? My mom dropped me off about 2 minutes ago. I can't believe you guys walked here. Mom would have given you a ride if you asked. Do you get a ride from TJ if you, like, text him? I always assume that's what happens, but I don't know. I just don't know. I love how I've done all of the different variants, like the doing, like Jenna and Carl, see what, like, those dialogues are. I've never done the TJ one. Never done the TJ one. You know how it is. You know how it is. Not that I'm against you guys getting exercise or anything. I think Carl winces slightly. As for the costume, my mom and I put this together at the last minute. I didn't get to go trick-or-treating yesterday because of church stuff, so Mom said now would be my chance with this party. Even under all that fabric, I can still picture TJ grinning cheerily. It is such a contrast to the past few hours with Carl. A contrast to this whole day, actually. He talked to his mom instead, which is funny, but I honestly... Oh, okay. Okay. That's very considerate of your mother, TJ, but never mind. How did you get invited to this, but not us? TJ tilts his ghostly head curiously.
My mom just told me she heard about this fun get-together here, and said it would be a good way to treat myself after volunteering yesterday. I don't really think I needed one.
There is a pause.
Oh gosh, I've never crashed a party before. Should we just go home?
Carl and I exchange a look. Flynn told me that Leo would be here tonight, actually.
Huh? He didn't mention anything of that nature to me. I'm sure he just forgot to, though.
Carl steps off the roadway and onto the smooth concrete of the entranceway, trying to get a stealthy look inside from afar. If you say so, man.
I mean, it's okay to have a +1, right? But if there are 3 of us...
See Leo in though, Carl? Carl is silent for a long moment. I see Jack. Who? Carl looks back to me. Jack shit. I might know him. You might know him. I furrow my brow at Carl. TJ physically covers his ears when he, with his shrouded paws. Oh, okay, Ian. Okay. I hear the Lynx mutter a faint, "Stop!" Oh my god. It's shit like this. It's shit like this that just makes me want to walk over to TJ and just shove him to the ground. Is it weird that we've been out here this whole time and no one has come outside? Like, I'd assume people would want to come out for air, to smoke and make out. They might be doing that inside.
What?
TJ's eyes bulge.
What kind of party is this?
TJ brings his paws together, wringing them as he looks at us expectantly. Oh, we don't know, TJ. I kind of hoped that you would know. Whatever. That's the sort that Leo and TJ go to without inviting or even telling us about, apparently. Bitterness still hangs in Carl's tone as he rocks nervously upon his hooves. I'm honestly still upset about it myself, too. This is the sort of thing I'd like us all to do together. Our first real party as a group. I don't feel nearly as confident without him with us. By the way, TJ and Carl are acting. I think it's the same for us, too. I suppose Leo just has that effect on people. Mama. Oh god. How in the hell am I even getting bars out here? Are you getting bars? I guess I can't tell on the screen. Fuck this. I hit ignore and walk past Carl towards the blinding cyan light of the broken entranceway. Dude, wait!
Chase?
Yeah, I like the backgrounds in this. I like that a lot. They're so nice to look at. I'm really bad at digital painting. I have tried it, and I'm just like, nah, that's not working for me. Like, real painting's already a little hard, you know, for me. But it's weird. It's weird. I step inside and am instantly greeted with the musty smell of dozens of years of constructural decay. Decayed. Hello, Siirasa. The scent of dust, drywall, and stray fiberglass installation mixes with the more modern aroma of alcohol, perfume, and scented candles. Looking around, there are actually quite a few lit candles lying around. Lit! Their flames contrasting with the colored gel-matted halogen lighting. Whoever set this up must be a theater tech kid. What a loser. With all the candles, I actually agree with Carl's notion that this is a bit vampire culty feeling. The music certainly isn't helping. I had expected something, or a lot more, I don't know. Leo calls it an ompa 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 music. The stuff with trumpets and accordion. Accordion? Yes, I know. Accordion we get on the Spanish stations. Don't go dissing the theater kids. Oh, no. As soon as you become a theater kid, you will be scrutinized for the rest of your life. It's what you sign up for by becoming a theater kid. You will be bullied. Still no sign of anyone. This is actually getting kind of spooky.
Hey, wait up, Chase!
TJ and Carl are bounding in behind me. The acoustics in here are nuts!
Why is it empty?
I don't know. I don't hear anyone yet.
That's weird.
Well, let's split up, gang, and search for clues. You know what? It's a cute enough reference. I like it. You know, I am known to like that franchise every now and again. TJ and I both look over at Carl, who has a flat expression on his face. I'm joking. I'm actually fine with us holding trail chains style at this point. I like this version of Carl. He seems more active. Yeah, this is before his life and dreams got crushed. You know, this is high school age Carl. So he's a little more outgoing. You know, he's doing a little bit.
I'm okay with just walking normally.
With that, TJ steps up, following in tow. We walk around the corner through a cobwebbed hallway and into the main manufacturing floor. Here we finally see some people. This is certainly no rave. I only count about 15 or so people at the far end of the room, and a few more in the room behind them. Most seem to be surrounding a metal keg, though a group of about 6 girls looks to be gathered around what looks like a yearbook. I only recognize 1 or 2 of them, and even then only vaguely.
I think I see Heather over there by the barrel thingy.
And TJ points a sheeted paw over at a feline girl by the keg. Heather has a blue solo cup in hand and is laughing at one of the guys around her. Heather is one of the girls who rides our bus. She lives out on the outskirts of Echo. Wait, I hate these kids. What? What's wrong with these kids? They're just living their life. They're just trying to have some fun. She's not really a part of the group. I just know her dad is responsible for maintaining the reservoir dam. Oh, there it is. There's the line. There's our setup. World building. You know how it is. I have a feeling what's in the keg isn't fruit punch, and feel pretty boggled at how TJ's mom was the one that sent him here. Meanwhile, looking at Carl, I see that pretty much all of his snicker has dissipated once again. He stands in the doorway at the hall. The people in front start to notice us, and nudging their friends and pointing. Some snicker, though most just look confused. Especially at TJ in his ghost costume. Feeling eyes upon him, the lynx lifts up his sheeted arms. Oh! He approaches the grouping in character.
Happy Day of the Dead!
I don't think he knows what that even is. The confused expression seems to amplify. As TJ nears, it looks like he's attempting to hug Heather. Having not been paying much attention behind her, she turns right at the last second, the lynx wrapping his ghostly arms around her in a tight hug. She screams, and all of eyes shift to her and TJ.
Get the fuck off of me! Oh my god. The surprised Lynx lurches back with a startle, right as Heather shoves his chest. He goes colliding into the floor with a hard thump, dust splaying everywhere. The others around Heather exclaim, distress. What the fuck, man? Who are you? Get off her, you fucking creep. Amelia. Okay. Amelia, go get Derek. There, is that close enough? Is that close enough, Ian? Is Derek close enough? I can't exactly remember how I said it before. Heather, it's just TJ. Despite my shouting, I don't think anyone hears me, or at least understands me. They mostly all sound inebriated, judging from the slurs in their voices. I see one of the girls at the yearbook table get up and walk into the back room. Oh shit ball, there we go! It's the new CG. It looks nice, I like it. I like it a lot. We get to see Heather in the back there. We get to see this lad actually alive. You know? This guy looks cute. Is this Derek? I can't remember. But he looks real cute. And we get to see a little Chase. A little Chase over here. And this lad, I guess. I try to run up to TJ's side, but a big coyote steps in from the back room and blocks my path. He has a look in his eyes that seems to say he's looking for a fight. TJ, meanwhile, lies on the floor with his white sheets coated in factory dust. From the sniffling and noise I hear beneath the costume, I can tell he's crying. A stumbling coyote girl nudges him with her foot before emptying the contents of her cup on his sheeted head. Another equally drunk wolf attempts to pull her back, and nearly tipping them both over. She puts on a dazed expression and motherly scolding. Yo, Maria, what the fuck? Don't pour booze on the rape ghosts. We honor our dead. Our dead bad touchers on this night. For some reason, this comment makes a fox, fellow next to Heather bristle. Heather, 'twas the, this? How is this slur supposed to be pronounced? I don't know. The guy who was, talking to me about the fucker who... His fist clenches. Heather, meanwhile, seems to be crying now, too, for some reason. Her mascara matting the fur around her eyes. She just keeps repeating, I can't fucking believe this, over and over again, while her friends try to console her. Josh says slurs this stream. I'm reading. You know. What the hell are you talking about? Leave him alone. The older coyote in front of me is not having any of it. He snarls. What is it? Is this supposed to be... This is supposed to be sick, but he's slurring, right? We're sick of your, six fuckers. I don't know any of you besides her. Someone next to Heather yells back, you leave Heather the fuck alone, musk shit. I look back. I look behind me and see that Carl is no longer in the doorway or in here with us because he's a fucking coward. The fox guy seems to be trying to drag TJ now, limply smacking his sheeted head as the lynx tries to pull back. I'm sorry. This is a misunderstanding or something. Fuck, Leo? Leo, are you here? The coyote grabs my shirt, pulling at me with enough force that my muzzle ends up smacking into his trucker hat brim and knocking it off his head. I'm sorry, Chase, but Leo is having a fun time right now? He's having fun time right now, right? Or getting there, I guess. I managed to swat his paw away, though not before one of the girls screams in my direction. Oh my god, he's attacking Derek! What the hell? No, I'm not! With Derek snarling at me and his as he recombobulates, I weigh my options. I legitimately don't know how to fight. Flynn said that I wouldn't be good at it if I tried because of my shitty otter arms. I look down at my arms. They are rather shitty. I just have to go get help. The cacophony of screaming and snarling from around TJ is insane. These people are on drugs or something. Oh no, he's too much of a bottom. Chase do be a bottom though. It's a little sad. I hold up the flat of my paw to the dehatted coyote. I'm not trying to fight you. I just want to get The coyote thrusts his arm out, getting a glancing blow with his fist against my chest. Stumbling back, I scramble to my feet, taking one final look at the fetal position TJ before turning to run. The coyote lanches onto my shoulder, yanking me back. Something hard smacks into my skull, and I feel my mind rattle. I lurch back, essentially a butt bumping the coyote as my ears ring from the prior blow. I feel like I'm walking like a zombie now, staggering towards the door as my vision blurs. Okay. Ooh, we're at the fun. Look at the red sky! Look at it. We're doing it. We're in the fun hour. Is this what being knocked out feels like? Close enough, I guess. I clench my fist and keep my pace, trying to blink the blurriness away. But eventually I reach the entrance. Carl? Leo? As I reach the outside, my knees lock and I drop to the concrete. The impact rattles my bones as I catch myself with my wrists, just barely managing to avoid falling directly onto my muzzle. I take a deep breath. I'm still conscious. At least half conscious. I continue crawling, trying to ignore the throbbing pain. Carl? Shouting out, my voice sounds foreign to me, shrill, childlike, pathetic, and increasingly hoarse. Leo? My voice shouldn't be this croaky. I have barely talked today. We're in the fun zone. We're in the fun hour. I love the red backgrounds. They're fun. I'm in the middle of the road now. Where's Carl? I should get out of here before a car comes. I pull myself along the asphalt, feeling my skin scrape beneath my fur. I want to stand, but I'll probably just fall again. And so I keep crawling, rolling into what seems like some sort of detention basin. I stare up at the sky, starting to fighting the sudden fatigue and gritting my teeth through the pain. At first, I think it's blood that got into my eyes, but upon rubbing them, I realize that that isn't the case. The sky is different. Someone slapped one of the other colored that colored gel matte filter over it. What the hell? I rub my eyes again, attempting to focus. I can't stay here. TJ is in deep shit. These idiots, those assholes. Sucking in the sharp breath from my teeth, I race to stand, praying my knees don't lock up again. Find Carl. Find Leo. I stumble out of the detention basin, feeling packed soil beneath my feet. A dirt road. Looking behind me, I realize I must have crawled further than I thought. Parsons looks over a mile away. That can't be right. I see a van ahead. It looks rusted and old, but there's a light on inside. I step stiff-legged down the road a ways, reaching the bend where the vehicle sits. The same redness that the sky is tinted with pulsates from the interior. I try to speak, but no words come from my throat. It's like a dream. I want to do the rational thing and announce myself, but I can't. I move closer, peering into the dusty back window. Inside the window was another window, and in that window a little red dot in the corner, flashing on and off. In the window within the window, there is a writhing, flashes of fur contorted and undulating in constant, restless motion. Something is trying to hold it in place. I hear a clap and a cry. That clapping continues, louder now, rhythmic, yet singular applause. "This is what you want," says the voice that cried. I stare, slowly finding the will to speak. "No, I need to help my friends." Wait, is it the van? It is a van. Is it the van? I guess we'll find out, Q. I guess we'll find out. "Do you know where they are?" The voice shifts some, more urgent. "We heard gunfire coming from the town. It's real bad." "Gunfire? I didn't hear anything. Please help me find my friends." "We can't find them all now. We need to go. They're lost." No, they're not. I'll keep looking. I'll keep looking myself." "You're just going in circles." I feel tears well within my eyes, a lump in my throat containing a choked sob. "Please." The van's back door is open. I'm standing too close and they push me onto my back. The red light is now gone, replaced by darkness, shifting shadows within. I see them now, tarantulas. These 8 legs, fuzzed with white and rust-colored stripes. They're on me with haste, 2 of them, one on each of my arms. They bite so hard, so quickly, I can't yell. They pull and hug at me. And tug, not hug. I guess they're hugging. I guess, they kind of have to hug the arms, right? They pull and tug at me, another pair at my legs. I'm pulled up into the van, my body stretched upon a squishy something that begins to sink against my arms and legs. There's no more light, and I stare paralyzed at what I think is the ceiling of the van in the pitch blackness. It feels like restraints are binding me in place. I try to adjust my eyes in the darkness, but everything is blurry and unclear. My head throbs like a heartbeat. The pangs of pain unrelenting. My fur bristle. Where did the spiders go? Breathing becomes more difficult, as if the oxygen in the van is running out. I feel the veins in my neck bulge as I try to gasp for large breaths, whatever. But my body is not my own. Lights pop as the ringing in my ears intensifies. Something is above me. I can sense it. There is a garbled muttering coming forth from it, as if spoken through a poorly tuned AM radio. It sounds like me. "Have you ever killed anybody?" Yeah, that's fun. They said the word. It is what it is. I forgot how many actually illustrated backgrounds there were in this. It's kind of insane. I'm so used to just the photographs with the filters on it in the base game that it's kind of wild that this short story has all of these backgrounds. Remember when Darian got fucking scared and yeah. Well, he's really baby. Ian, you don't understand. When it comes to anything spooky, he is not about it. Like, I thought, like, when I was growing up, right, I thought that I was scaredy baby because, you know, there are some things that I'm like, ooh, that's spooky. But I'd still watch it and consume it and be fine. Uh, Durian, like, that was a hard no, even when he was younger. He was just like, no, I don't want to watch that. I don't want to play the scary game. No. he's baby. My eyes retch open. I'm being dragged. Realizing I have control over my basic motor functions now, I stomp my foot down. Stomp. Yes, that's what that says. Did you say durian? Yeah. Staggering free of the grasp and pushing myself against the doorway, I raise my fists defensively, my eyes adjusting to the light. Chase? Oh, there he is. There's the boy. here's the best man. The best man in fiction. The cutest boy. The hottest man. You know how it is. He's just incredible, guys. You don't understand. The red wolf stares gobsmacked at me. Pucha madre, Potter. I lower my paws, trying to getting a sense of where I am. That same musty smell means that I'm probably back in Parsons, in front of what looks like an old first aid center of some kind. To think that workplace accidents at these sort of places were so common they needed one of these. Meanwhile, Leo is gawking at me, his eyes intense, searching. I look down and notice that his knuckle fur is matted with dried blood. I swallow, clearing my throat. The hoarseness is gone, and the pain elsewhere. Yeah, everywhere else, sir. Sure isn't. What do you mean he's like, ugh, he's here. Ian, please. Ian, please. He's so good. Like he's just a guy. He's good. He's good. Is this the worst that's ever been for me? Is this is definitely the worst, right? Like me going like Brian is kind of cute. There's like a lore to Brian, right? It is like it feels bad how much I like Leo. You're about to get a boner from him being jealous. Don't like look at Ian. Don't call me out like that. Ian, don't call me out like that's fine. It's fine. It's the. I swallow, clenching my throat. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hey, Leo. Out of all of the questions I have, one pushes its way to the forefront. Is TJ okay? The wolf continues to stare at me as if I were some sort of alien. Yeah. Now he is. I see his nostrils flare, disbelief and anger in his eyes. His mom's on his way. His mom's on his way here to pick him up. Heather is down there, fucking doing a mix of apologizing and puking. Your audience knows you too well, Josh. Make a puppy, please. There's nothing wrong with Leo, right? He's so alluring. I just left him for a minute to check back on you. He folds his arms across his chest, leaning against the windowed wall behind me, I guess. There is a brief silence, and I feel his gaze swivel back down back to me, as intense as before. How did this happen? Why were you two here? Leo's accent is thick now, and he tries to speak faster than he can process the words in his head. A part of the question has me concerned, though. Just you two? Where's Carl? He was with me before. Well, before that dick with the trucker hat hit me. I see Leo's jowls rear back in a silent snarl. He looks back at the hallway. He starts to shout at someone named, Amelia, though I quickly realize he's speaking Spanish. A feline voice down the hall retorts, also in Spanish. Leo looks back ahead and grunts, closing his eyes for a moment. Then, rather suddenly, they reopen, the big wolf turning to me. Wait, you said Carl was here. Excuse me. I nod, then regret it because my head feels like a mashed apple. I haven't seen him since lunch. He was. You told him you weren't doing anything today, but Flynn told us otherwise. Leo doesn't actually look surprised at the reveal, though visible guilt hangs heavy upon his usually confident face. He doesn't immediately respond, instead staring at my battered self in silence. Eto? My phone vibrates, though when I check my pockets, it isn't there. There is a palpable sheepish moment when my ears flick towards the source, Leo. The wolf blinks, then awkwardly hands me my phone from his own pocket. We had to call TJ's mom. You're the only one with the phone that can get signal pretty much anywhere. So I tried yours. At least he didn't break it, right? I'm sorry, dude. I just got signal. Please be okay, dude. It's fine now. TJ's getting picked up. I'm here with Leo. I hear the sound of someone fiddling with a stereo and an auxiliary cord on the factory floor. Some arguing over music choices and ensues. That's what that says. It seems that some people are still around for the party, after all. So, what all do you remember? Out of curiosity. I don't have amnesia, so relax. Whatever your name is. Hey, I felt the back of your head, Pucha. Puchika? Puchika? Is that how that's pronounced? You've got the whelp the size of a goose egg. I reach up and run my fingers over my scalp, the bump rather prominent. All right, well, I regale him with the events of the night to TJ's bullying. Those townie shits were saying you were pushers, trying to harass Heather or for some debts. Fucking what? Yeah, I don't know, Water. Fuck! I kept calling you. He looks surprised, then scowls at the concrete floor between his feet. I should have been there to protect all of you. Nope. Man, hearing all of the industrial sound effects in the background, I know the audio is probably too low to really hear it, but I'm just like, oh man, reminds me of Silent Hill 1, where you got to hear there was a bunch of ambient industrial just sounds littered throughout in the soundtrack. I always liked that about that game. It was neat. It seems like someone won the battle for the aux cord in the other room as the music starts up again. Yep, still vampire culty. Well, I got hit so hard the sky turned red for a bit. Leo's eyebrows raise some. I see his eyes move towards my head bump again. I remember stumbling around outside, looking for you and Carl. I felt like I was walking for ages. The last thing I remember was a van. Excuse me. Oh my god. I see Leo shift, his shoulders raised up as high as they can go. That thing he does when he's tense. He looks at me, expectant. See anything else? My brows furrow as I try to recall exactly what transpired. I remember it felt so much different than it does now in hindsight. I think I must have passed out then. Everything else is too hazy to recall. Recall without sounding insane is more like it. Leo's shoulders lower. He seems to be in thought now. I found you outside on the road. Do you think he had to pick Chase up off the ground naked? You know what I mean? Did he put on clothes? Did he put clothes back on before he helped up Chase? This is the question in my mind.
I thought you had been hit by a car or something, and when I got to TJ, he wouldn't stop crying and smelled like booze. Not that I'm trying to sound like your mom's, but you had me crazy worried.
He rubs at his raw knuckles.
Got into it with the Fox guy after all. It had been a weird night.
Why are you even here, man? He's taken visibly off guard by that question. Just out the zipper? Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. He's taken visibly off guard by that question. The person here... Wait, the people here are friggin' nuts! He sighs, then slowly lowers himself to a sitting position against the wall of the floor. He motions for me to do the same next to him, and I do, dusting away any leftover broken glass first, though.
A few people from the football team were going. Also, this one person invited me, and I wasn't going to tell them no.
I'm about to ask who that was, but I'm interrupted fairly quickly.
I saw your text messages with Flynn.
You didn't put a... Oh, wait, you think he had to call so he would even... Yeah, okay. I get it. I get it. But you don't have, like, a password on your phone to make sure... I mean, I guess this is 2008. It's probably a flip phone, isn't it? Oh, do you actually think it's a flip phone? I hope it's a flip phone. No, it's not. It was the iPhone, right? Did iPhones exist back then? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is Chase using cutting-edge technology here? Like, because the iPhone came out in 2008, right? Could Chase afford that? Could Chase's family afford that? Curious. I feel a cold tingle creep from my spine to my fingertips at those words. I should be feeling angry at the complete invasion of my privacy, but I don't. I just feel paralyzed. I've known Leo since he didn't speak a lick of English, playing video games with me and Jasmine after school. He's just imitate what we said with a big dumb smirk on his muzzle, as if he was saying something profound. Amazing. 2007? Okay, so like they could be. They could be. Also, hello, Masked. I remember he got really hooked on the phrase, double jump that sucker. I had been yelling it at Jess for about 3 hours when we were trying to beat this platformer game I forgot the name of. From then on, every time one of us was feeling down or faced some challenge, he'd tell us to double jump that sucker with that same smirk. I look up over to Leo now, trying to gauge his feelings, but his expression is indiscernible.
Fucking Flynn. Why him? You know you could talk to me. I wouldn't have even gone to this thing.
He gestures to our surroundings. Two girls I haven't seen before walk by us in the hall without even a passing glance. You get a pass this time. It's fine. It's fine. It is a cute memory. But he's always cute. He's jealous and he does the thing. Later you'll be eating a sandwich with a bell pepper sticking out his mouth, all like goofy. I look down, staring at my paws. I went from having the chills to feeling like my face is on fire. I tried messaging you first, remember? You said you were busy and never responded back. Leo's brow furrows, and he roughly presses his fist against his forehead. Not the bell peppers, the bell peppers!
Ah, fuck me. Really? That's what you were on about earlier.
Well, you should have asked. You should have actually asked, Leo. Come on. We could have been doing something tonight, just the two of us. I thin my lips, looking up at him tentatively. Yeah, really.
Shit.
What were you busy with? The wolf gives me a sidelong look, a tentative expression tugging at his jowls. Excuse me.
Don't change the topic, Otter.
I'm not changing the topic. Hearing my own voice, I sound a hell of a lot more pathetic than adequately defensive. I try waiting for the girls nearby to be completely out of earshot, but they stop in the hall and start showing each other something on their phones. Leo follows my gaze, letting out a quiet huff.
Come with me.
He raises up to his feet, pulling me up by the wrist. Not having much of a choice, I'm tugged like a rag doll. I comply. What a bottom. But also, being led along by Leo. Leo grabs my hand, tugs me like, that could be cute. I'm not easy. Winding our way through the remnants of the partygoers, I fail to recognize anyone. One or two say hi to Leo as we pass, though most outright ignore me. I'm increasingly self-aware of how plain I look in contrast to the zipper-plaid, donning, pierced-faced, and spiky-haired crowd. The t-shirt and cargo shorts look must not be really in at the moment. You think I'm what? Wait! No, it's fine. No. We stop finally in front of one of the back exits. There doesn't seem to be food, booze, or drugs in this part of the factory, so we're alone. Once again, Leo turns his expectant gaze upon me, his brow knit. However, by now my nerves have evened out slightly, and I decide to counter his earlier question. Why do you care so much that I told Flynn about Flynn and not you? You didn't tell me all about all this.
So you're a queer now, eh? I get that. Just fuck. You can do better than Flynn.
What the hell? I'm not trying to court him. I just needed somebody to talk to, okay? He's not gay.
He is.
What?
He screws boys. Lots of them. I thought you knew.
I don't speak to Flynn as much as we did when we were younger. Especially since what happened at the lake. He usually goes off and does his own thing as of late. Extra moody like. Leo would tease that he's going through an emo phase. Meanwhile, Carl says he's just wait. What? Oh, this is Asperger's? And, french fries. I guess I haven't really talked with him personally enough to see past that. If Leo calls you a slur, would you like that? I mean, I don't think I would like that. But I also think, like, I would just ignore it. And be fine with it, because it's Leo. And, it's Leo.
Have you?
Have I what?
Screwed boys.
My eyes bulge in such a sharp reaction that even Leo holds up that flats of his paws defensively.
Shit, alright. You really are new to this, huh?
You could say that, yeah. My parents didn't know until this morning. Or I guess last morning now.
I saw. That's real rough, yeah.
I cross my arms over my chest, letting my chin loll down as I stare at the dusty concrete floor. I'm gonna try to see if TJ is still out front and get a ride home with him. You're painting a bad picture of yourself, Lee. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's that bad. It's not that bad. It's not a bad thing to just like a guy enough to where you would just ignore all flaws. No. I'll leave you be with your friends. I turn, begging to move when I hear a growl from behind me.
All right, Pachika.
He grabs my shoulder, spinning me around to face him again.
Why do you have to be like this?
I didn't choose to be like this.
Yeah. You're adorable, Daphnis. Do you know how happy I was when I read those texts? I was like... it was like a fucking fantasy, you know. Then I started wondering why you didn't tell me, and then I got all mad, and now I've ruined this. You didn't even know he was, you know, like us.
It takes me a second to process being called adorable, a fantasy, and the reveal from Leo himself. I blink up at him. He blinks back at me. Wait, I think you... Wait, what? That's fine. That's fine. It is what it is. No worries. The wolf bites his tongue for a moment, trying to think before speaking.
I wish I could go back in time and redo this. I'll kick the,
I don't know that word.
in of the, that Scud? Scud who hurt you. I'll protect you from here on out, and I won't hide things from you.
Yet?
You are the fucking gold nugget in this shit mine, yeah. I wouldn't be any different than these sloshed up bastards if it hadn't been for you guys. I think back to when we were little, yeah. I don't remember any of what you were saying, but I remember being happy because of you and Jas. And, you know, as you grew and shit, I started seeing you different, like. You made me happy when I was around you before. But now it's like, I don't know, Otter. I can't describe it, well. Just a whole new type of happy. Like, you know I fucking love you. But I love you, you know. So, final point. Don't fuck Flynn.
I mean, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I won't hide things from you. Chase! I mean, sorry, not Chase. Crush! Crush you, please. He's trying his best. His best is just really bad, right? My face starts to tingle. My heart thuds. My heart thudding so loud in my chest, I'm sure Leo can hear it. I inhale shakily. This can't be happening. I must still be dreaming. I'm cut off as I spy an awkward young shadow leering in the doorway. There's something bulky in his paws. Leo notes my shifted attention, turning about face to the figure. I see his muscle tense beneath his t-shirt.
Chase, don't leave. I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah, sure. Anything. I bump my knuckles together, watching the large wolf move to the doorway. I see him grab the shadowy fella by the shoulders, trying to shift him away a little. The unknown guy thrusts what looks like a camera bag and tripod towards Leo. Leo shoves it right back. I see that the wolf will lean in close, his grip tightening on the other. He mutters something. The shadow whinges. Wahinges. His head turning. I think he's looking at me. And starting to feel rather awkward, I approach the two. But as I do, however, the figure departs back towards the main factory floor.
I'm never hanging out with anybody but those in our group from here on out. I swear, man.
He curses something in Spanish under his breath. I used equipment like that before, when I had to do a video story for the school news. The AV club rents them out to students for school projects. Are you, working on a school project? I see Leo's muzzle pull into a tight-lipped hold. He steps forward, taking hold of my shoulders.
No, for the love of God, Chase. Please don't ask me about it again.
His demeanor seems more akin to begging than annoyance. Flickers of fear in his eyes. I stand in his grasp. That is what that says. Slack-jawed. This is beyond strange, but I can tell he's serious about this request. All right, but...
Chase!
Leo, are you okay?
I just want to get back to town with you, yeah.
I guess I can respect that request. I'm assuming TJ's already been picked up by now? The last I saw of the Lynx, he was crying in a beer-soaked puddle, like he deserves. I feel like a complete asshole for not checking in on him in person. Though at least I wasn't as bad as Carl, who straight up fled home. Poor TJ is probably blaming himself for everything, too. Meanwhile, it turns out Leo is gay and likes me, and despite everything, the stuff he described feeling about me, I feel about him. My emotions are so damn conflicted right now. This emo vampire music is actually resonating with me. Leo releases my shoulders and moves towards the back door, tugging it a few times. He huffs some, then gives it a hard kick with his foot. One of the hinges snaps and the door falls into a hanging diagonal position. With a swift stop, the other two hinges snap off as well, leaving the metal door on the floor. We could have gone out the front.
Well, yeah.
He stares at the door at his feet before looking up at me.
Wouldn't have been as rebellious. You think destruction of property, don't you? Like destruction of property, don't you?
I break a mirror at one rest stop when I was late.
Because you didn't get the toy you wanted in your kiddie meal.
He smiles teasingly at me, the moonlight illuminating his backside. Hot, cute, good. I can see the faint purple in the sky of inevitable sunrise as well. Hey, you know we don't have fast food joints like that around here. That was my one chance of getting that figurine from that stupid dinosaur movie.
Your hand was so damn bloody. I thought you were the coolest.
There's a pause. I step past him into the fresh, far less musty air. The faint scent of Leo's cologne, now more palpable. Oh, he's wearing cologne. Okay. I cross my arms, staring down the rusty metal of the fire escape like fire stairwell.
I still do.
Oh, bullshit, man. I try to maintain a healthy amount of skepticism from his words now. Ian, what's wrong? Ian, what's wrong? There's nothing wrong. We're fine. We're here. We're good. Though looking at him now and having known Leo long enough, I don't sense any visible signs of deception. My dad actually suggested I'd be a decent journalist, since I'm pretty good at reading people and their emotions. Though he might have just said it to try to dissuade me from videography. Leo begins to descend the staircase, keeping his paws hovering above the guardrail, just in case. I mean, like, Leo's trying to smell nice. It's cute, you know. It's fine. It's fine. Leo begins to descend the stairwell, keeping his paws hovering above the guardrail, just in case. I pull out my phone, using the screen as a flashlight for us.
I'm serious. You act so damn level-headed all the time. Everyone else in our group, not to be insulting them or anything, 'cause they're family, but they can be pretty out there, eh? You're always so calm and balanced, though.
You mean generic and boring, man.
Nah, like, you're always hanging in the background, almost invisible like. And then you say some snarky shit and everybody loses it. You're observant, yeah. Like Flynn, but less of an insulting shit about it. My parents, my siblings, they love you, dude. Mom's always asking when Chase is gonna come by again.
We reach the end of the stairway. The insides of my ears probably ruby red at this point. The back lot of Parsons is mainly composed of old piles dirt and some foundation, like they were planning on expanding before they shut down. I'm not gonna fuck Flynn. You can ease up the compliments. Oh. Wait, does this track play in the main game? I don't remember. Huh. Curious. I turn and smirk at Leo, a little in disbelief that those words just left my mouth. We start walking.
Good. I have no clue what you're actually into.
Honestly, Leo looks at me a little warily, that same guilty expression crossing his muzzle once again. And, you know, muscles, I guess. I see Leo's eyes light up, his maw pulling into a fancy grin. It actually is a pretty frightening visage in the middle of the night when it were it anyone but Leo. Predators, man.
You should come to more of my games if you want to see those.
The internet exists too.
Yeah, and how'd that work out for you earlier?
I feel that pang of remembrance and the ensuing feelings of shame all over again. This whole night did exactly what I wanted after all. Distract me from my problem. I feel Leo's eyes on me, his face softening. He places his paw on my back.
You missed a lot this season. You weren't even at homecoming.
The tickets were like $30. Okay, what the fuck? Like... So I never went to any of the homecomings in my high school. They were never like $30 though. They were like 10. Like whose homecoming like tickets are $30 for students? That's so much. Like, they expect students to pay that? Anyway, I was saving up for that multiplayer drive-in sim game with Carl. We eventually played it for like 3 hours and never touched it again.
We won by only a few points, and I got 2 touchdowns. If you were there, I would have pointed to the stands where you were and everything. Embarrassed the shit out of you.
I wouldn't be embarrassed. Well, I am proud of you. In the past, I had verbally lamented Leo's ascension to jockhood, especially his douchebag townie teammates. And what, students have parents, they have money. Yeah, but that still feels like an odd amount. Like, that's, yeah, I don't know. Now it's Leo's turn to be dubious. He clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, shaking his head.
You and Carl just think I'm a different person now that I play varsity.
Carl and I would poke fun at him about it, and I think our jokes genuinely upset him. I've never really properly apologized about all that. In reality, I just didn't like the fact that he spent most of his after-school time at practice. I miss him. You're not. You've always been a block-headed ball slinger. That hasn't changed. Leo lets out a deep chortle.
You gonna join the cheerleading squad now for me, Otter?
I ain't flexible enough for that. I think I can do... You think I can do a high kick?
No, but I'd pay $1 to see you try.
Coming to a stop, I look down at my stubby legs. $1 is $1. That's 1/4 of what I need to get a burger at the diner. Wait a minute. Burgers at the diner are $4? Holy shit. That's so cheap. Like, what? In the diner in my town, it's like $10. You're not gonna film this too. The wolf shrugs. The wolf's shoulders tense, his gaze snapping to me.
Chase, you said...
Inflation is out of control. No. I mean, they were like $10 a decade ago. I don't know about now. I haven't been to the local diner in my town in like 15 years. So I don't know. I legitimately just don't know. I said I wouldn't ask about it. Doesn't mean I can't tease you about it. He huffs, but I can tell that sort of cheered him up in a way.
Just don't mention it around the group, okay?
I make a circle with my fingers in a gesture of acknowledgement. It makes, I make sure that there is no errant shrubbery around me before directing my muscles to lift my right leg as high up as it will go. It'd be even cheaper for 2006. Oh, okay. It's 2008. Like, I don't know. It is what it is. It turns out that that is barely a 60-degree angle from the stationary position. I hear the wolf snigger.
Oh, come on. I am just a snack of flurry.
Wait, not snack. Sack? Yes.
I am just a sack of furry stone, and even I can kick higher than that.
We're two different species. Give me a break.
Work for that dollar, Chase. Define species norms and negative stereotypes, as Jasmine says.
He is a snack, dude. I mean... I don't think I've ever been to a diner. They're weird. I don't know. You have the traditional American diner. You know, it's a staple of culture back in the day. I don't know. They're just food places. I don't know. There are physical limitations here that no third periods, and I don't think an otter being paid to perform for a wolf's amusement is exactly a progressive act.
I believe in you.
He says that as sarcasm. What? No, not sarcasm. Saccharine? Saccharine. And schematical as possible. Scrutinize. Wait. I don't know this word. I've forgotten how to pronounce it. I don't know, guys. The knowledge is not within me today. Electing an eye roll from yours truly. I lift my leg, this time bracing my hands underneath my thigh and pushing up. I managed to get the thigh itself much higher, though I'm having trouble fully extending at the knees. Leo notices and steps over, and taking my calf and holding the small of my back supportively so I don't tip over. It's adorable. It's so cute. My muscles are starting to burn something fierce, and the position is pretty damn compromising. I frown as hard as I can, so I can up at Leo, who bursts into laughter.
Okay, now I wish I was filming this otter.
Oh my god. Dude! I wiggle free, rubbing my now sore leg before continuing forward. True is the word. Leo fishes his wallet out of the back of his jeans, and hands me a crisp $1 bill. I pocket the dollar, looking back over at Leo. Don't I get a tip?
The tip comes later.
What kind of tip? Jesus Christ! I bury my face in my paws, groaning in contrast to the baritone crackling of the wolf beside me. Jokes like that have a whole new meaning after tonight. Saccharine excessively, but I mean, I know, but I can't put it to rem. Just sometimes pronouncing word hard, like my brain don't work sometimes. Sometimes they just become letters. They just become letters that don't actually connect. It's hard to explain. Jokes like that have a whole new meaning after tonight. As I peek through my fingers, I see that the sun has crest the edge of the mountains, and the world is bathed in glimmers of orange. I've been up for nearly 24 hours now, and my body is feeling more tingly than tired. We start walking beside the main road now, the lack of vehicle traffic giving an eerie stillness to the desert. Leo walks close to me, to the point where our paws brush against each other from time to time. Cute. So, that party. One of Leo's large ears flicks in my direction before he turns, canting his head curiously.
Yeah.
That wasn't very Day of the Dead-y, was it? He shakes his head.
No, it was not. I think some of those deadbeats thought it had to do with the movie. I only really remember celebrating it once in my home country. Although I wouldn't really say it was a celebration, yeah. I just remember my mom, dad, and siblings gathering in a cemetery. We placed orange marmalade in front of the, Abulas. Abulos? Is that how that's pronounced? Graves. Lit candles and ate quesadillas. Carl would like that last part. Ha, no shit.
The prospect of food actually helped him get over his social anxiety to come with me. And now he's socially crippled forever. I see Leo's face shift to a tight frown.
Fuck, man. That probably made his issues so much worse. They barely had any good food, too. Some tool named Robert just brought a bunch of fruit.
Now wait a minute. What kind of fruit? What kind of fruit we talking? What, this is, what month? This was the fall, right? This is no longer summer, where we transition into fall? Like, what kind of fruit? What kind of fruit? We got some apples? Like, I could go for an apple right now. No, wait, shit, do I have any apples? It's been a while since I bought apples. I should buy some apples tomorrow. Better than nothing.
Yeah, but I remember we talked about the loved ones who passed away, told stories, and sort of acted like they were there.
So, do you actually believe that? Those who have passed can listen in on us when we want them to. He looks up for a moment, the color of the sunrise now matching the hue of his fur. Ah, he's cute. Sweat stains are visible around his armpits. His knuckles are still bloodied, and his head fur is a complete mess. Cute in a different way. No, I shouldn't say that. That being said, it is kind of a good look for him. As he chases a horny little bitch. Not so much for yours truly, though.
No.
His gaze shifts back ahead, his tone neutral.
But it helps the living, you know. We still gotta get by.
A silence hangs between us. It is pretty obvious his mind has drifted to memories of Sydney. Mine as well. Is this the first time Sydney is mentioned by name in this? I remember being very confused the first time of like, who the fuck is Sydney? This sort of awkwardness is common now. Sharing trauma like that and carrying on like nothing happened is usually our go-to. It had been about 4 years now, and it hasn't gotten any easier. Too many reminders here. We're all fucked up from it. Leo's overprotectiveness, Carl's anxiety, Jasmine's escapism, Flynn's rage, and my hallucinations, and TJ... Oh god, poor TJ. Maybe next year we could try...
Jace.
Leo looks to me, his eyes meeting my own, and drifting to my paws. Slowly he reaches over, grasping mine in his.
I just want to move on, too. Cherish what I got, yeah. I want to...
I hear the word, forget upon the tip of his tongue, and he can't bring himself to say it out loud. Instead, he squeezes my paw tighter. I squeeze back. My therapist told me that I should talk about it more, but it isn't something that I can just broach in between talk of football and video games.
Sure as shit way to kill any good feelings in the area, that's for sure.
Like right now?
Otter.
He brings our paws up in front of us, forcing me to look at our own interlaced fingers. It's cute. Seeing the size difference, the red fur gripping my own, is enough to make my neck feel hot and my heart thud heavy.
Look at what we're doing right now. We can shoot the sad shit about how tragic everything in Echo is. Or we can go against the grain and be happy. I say, let's fucking be happy.
Leo smiles down at me, letting our paws fall back to our sides. What? Did something in your voice? No, shut up. Leo smiles down at me, letting our paws fall back to our sides. Despite his motivational wording, I can tell from the gleam in his eyes that he's nervous. His usual confident bravado is shaken in this new territory. I don't blame him. They say that this sort of thing is supposed to give you butterflies in your stomach feeling. Yet as we walk along the abandoned Route 65 roll credits, I feel less like I have butterflies and more like I'm about to jump off a fucking plane. It isn't that simple, Leo.
Well, fuck it. Let's pretend it is for a while and see how that goes.
What exactly are you asking for? He rubs his forehead, his fanged teeth briefly gritting.
I don't know how to explain it. Just cheer up.
That wasn't exactly eloquently put, but even by Leo's standards. I haven't eaten anything since lunch. Swam or slept in 24 hours. I've been beaten in the head, was unable to save TJ from getting bullied to hell. And my parents caught me on looking at a gay porn, and now will never look at me the same way again. I still have to deal with that. I'm not exactly in the best mental state at the moment. Though this... I gesticulate to the two of us with a swirl of my free hand. Is, helping. Freaking me out, for sure, but I'm glad you're here.
We'll make all that right.
I feel my phone vibrate against my thigh, my heart sinking. I realize quickly, though, that it's just a text message and not another call from my parents. Mom and Dad haven't sent a text message in their lives, so as far as I know, saying they prefer talk as short text can lead to confusion. I do agree with them on the second bit.
Oh. Just had gorgonzola salad, and it was delicious. Also, just as fine. How goes your newly opened closet? Who is it?
I see Leo sort of crane his neck towards my phone, though he quickly recoils as I glance over at him.
Sorry.
It's okay, and it's from Flynn. He tossed the salad. I managed a goofy smile, holding up the screen to Leo. He squints down at it for a moment, then excludes a low rumbling groan, covering his forehead with his paw. Haven't gotten home yet. Got in a fight, saw more hallucinations, and Leo read my text with you.
He wouldn't shut up about that stupid... that lettuce stuff, or whatever it's called, at lunch today. Apparently, it's got, like, dried cherries, almonds, and granola clusters mixed in with the lettuce.
Okay, but that, like, sounds really good, though. You know? I don't know. It sounds kind of cute.
Oh, what an ass. What an asswipe. You two hook up yet?
Flynn out here just doing his thing.
You serve it with his expensive pear vinaigrette stuff. Though they usually give you a packet of it in the bag of salad itself.
What do you mean?
I mean, it sounds really tasty. The most, gringo-y food on the planet. But still good. I wouldn't eat it by itself, though. I'd need some...
What? Carne asada. Oh, right. That's like the beef dish, right?
On the side. With some sort of cheap-ass cheese bread. I haven't eaten since lunch either, and I'm really fucking hungry. He's a big, he's a big cock gargler, too. Hence why I sent your musky ass to see him. And his secret shit party. You two could be all emotional and vulnerable together and shit. Son of a bitch.
Jesus shit, you son of a bitch. Flynn was playing fucking matchmaker. I look over at Leo, his head tilted to one side as his lips pursed. The thing he does whenever he's really curious about something. He did that same damn face as a little kid, too. Usually when he had no idea what we were saying in our language and was feeling left out. Seeing him now like this, I think I apparently feel more grateful to Flynn than anything. Still, I'm left with a nagging question. He said you are gay, too. Why didn't you tell me?
So, what's happening now?
Me going to the party and confiding to you that I was gay was part of his plan, apparently. I'm asking him why he didn't tell me he was gay.
Really? I feel like I should thank him or something. I don't know. I'll show you eventually, anyway.
Show me what? Oh, I forgot to read Lau's line.
I bet Jasmine will be squealing when she hears about all this shit. This is just one of her comics. Those mangoes.
He said the thing. Mangas? I don't actually know if she reads yaoi stuff or not.
That's that anime porn with the Twinkie triangle types, right?
I nearly choked trying to contain my laughter. Are you familiar with it, Leo?
How old are you again?
15. Why? Look how cute, like, Chase is just a cutie little 15-year-old. Still wide-eyed, the world is his oyster, you know?
Yeah, of course I'm familiar with it. I got a whole bunch of files of that stuff saved in my sample music folder on my PC.
Of course he would. Of course he would. Hope he's got some of the good stuff.
Nobody ever looks in there. Never mind.
Weird. What the hell was that about? Then it turns into a... No, it's fine. No, he is fine. What? I consider showing Leo the message, but he seems sort of distracted now. He looks genuinely happy. I mean, a bit sweaty, fidgety, and blood-splattered, but so am I. The idea of ruining that makes me feel miserable. Though Flynn's whole behavior, knowing everything about him now, is kind of boggling in contrast to his usual self. I exhale and do my best recombobulate, shifting my attention to the big ol' wolf currently holding my hand and looking at me expectantly. Don't even get too comfortable with that sort of thing. I did, and now everything's fucked for me and the eyes of my folks. Ah, see ya, Mega Puppy.
Your parents are probably gonna search your phone when you get home and delete all this.
Will do.
Man, your mom is the nicest lady. I can't imagine her kicking you out or anything.
I'm not worried about that. God, getting kicked out almost sounds preferable to having to face them every day with them having to see me like that. Flynn comes across pretty well in this. He always comes across well. He's a nice guy. He's an asshole, but he's a nice guy. He's abrasive. But that, that's fine. Imagine if your parents found out your Yowie folder and how they'd see you from then on.
Well, they shouldn't have been going through my shit in the first place. Don't triple dot me. Just do it, dumbass.
Hey, Ethel. I slide my phone back into my pocket. That's enough Flynn for now, I guess.
I think Mama's already knows about me being gay, though.
Josh, do you put your YIF in the sample music folder? No, I have it in a folder called Art Reference. People won't look in there. What?
She kept asking me if I liked Jasmine, yeah. It was annoying, and I just up and said she wasn't my type. Mama kept prodding me with, "Why, Leonardo? She was a smart one, and she has cared for you in your times of need on countless occasions." I try to restrain a snicker at Leo's impression of his mother. The accent, the high-pitched cadence, rather right on the nose. Leo hears my suppressed titters, looking down at me with a feigned scowl before hip-humping me. I nearly go careening off the side of the bike lane into the sagebrush filled with ticks, but he yanks me back by my paw he's holding. I try to imagine Leo and Jasmine together. It makes sense, I guess, but it is weird to think about. Purity in general has made things so much different. She went on asking what exactly my type was. I think I was frustrated and something at the time, and after a bad practice session, I said, "Not girls."
My eyes widen, picturing the confrontation in my mind. Geez, what happened next?
I regretted saying it. Mama could see that plain enough in my mug. She just clicked her tongue, told me to let her know when I felt like talking about that.
I'm assuming you haven't really followed up on her offer.
No, Chase, I have not.
There's a silence between us, mostly because I'm trying to think up a response that isn't, I have it worse. Before I can speak, we approach what looks like a short dirt driveway that leads up to a shack of some sort. Leo stops and points towards it.
Let's cut through there, and head to my house through the rail yard. I don't want to deal with Jeremy right now in case he's awake and outside his house.
I sincerely doubt that Jeremy and Clint would be out about being dicks this early on a Saturday, but I can't argue and follow along. Upon closer inspection... Oh, wait a minute. This is Brian's theme, isn't it? Good though. Upon further inspection, it looks like one of those roadside dive bars you see a lot on the reservations. This one boarded up faintly recently. The Joshua Tree and the old-timey pickup truck give it an out-of-place feeling. As far as I know, Joshua Trees aren't native to this area. Never heard about this place before.
I have. It opened a little while a year or so ago.
Yeah, it would have been the first new business I'd heard about since I was, like 7, I think.
Like I said, it didn't last long. I heard from Charlie that the owner got busted for some fucked up shit that the officer mall cop found in the back room.
Christ!
I mean, this is from Charlie, so I wouldn't believe all of it.
Like, what specifically? Leo shrugs, a light frown on his muzzle.
I don't know. He wouldn't tell me.
We continued moving, Leo kicking an errant bean can along in front of us as we walk. I can't believe Charlie's still alive. Turns out, absurd amounts of meth is the secret to a long lifespan.
Not if I find out you've been taking it, Otter. I'll shorten your lifespan real quick.
He smirks at me, and I roll my eyes, glancing back at the side of the abandoned bar as we pass. Keith and Brian's Booze Bastion! I'm sure there was only fun things happening in that back room. Very fun, very fun. I like this background. Yeah, that's nice. The sun is now high enough in the sky that I occasionally have to shield my eyes from it as we head due east. Flynn never responded to my text, which is honestly alright with me at the moment. Right now, I'm trying to balance upon one of the rails of the train tracks, whilst Leo does the same on the other side. Cute! You know, it's cute! It is made a bit more difficult by the fact that we're still holding hands, each teeter from him yanking me along. Along as well, and vice versa. Despite being, as he put it, a lump of stone covered in fur, he has a lot of poise. He's got so much poise. Than yours truly. I think my tail might be a bit too thick for balance and agility. It's more suited for aquatic usage. Cursed? What do you mean? Ian, you know how it is. You know how it is with poise. Oh, I have 0 poise. I always just use like a starting gear and just say, fuck it. We'll just die in one hit. All of our attacks will be interrupted at the at just the breeze of a wind, but it's fine. It's fine. That just reminds me of how much I could use a swim right now, or at least a bath. I feel like a dusty skewer, and I must be smelling musky as hell at this point. Leo's probably into it. I'm a mess, and I'm a mess in front of Leo, who just keeps looking better and better the brighter it gets. I'm worried that he's going to take one long look at me at any moment now and realize he's made a mistake.
Hey!
I glance over tentatively, increasingly cautious of how clammy my paw pads are in Leo's grasp.
I know we kind of glossed over it earlier, but how do you think the others are actually going to respond to all this?
I nearly fall over the rail, catching myself with one foot on the ground. Technically it's cheating, but this isn't really a competition. What do you mean, all this? He clicks his tongue against the roof of his mouth, just like his mom does. I still don't know exactly... I still don't know what exactly that means. My gaze falls, and I feel my shoulder slump. Leo looks over, his expression turning apologetic, and I can feel his thumb rub the side of my paw.
Sorry. I know we're both tired as dirt. Honestly, though. If I was in bed right now, I wouldn't be able to sleep, leaving all this like this. So I guess I gotta come out and say it all plain like to you, Otter. You're my boyfriend now, right?
Ah, that's such a good line. It's such a good line. I blink at hearing the words out loud. Though when the moment comes, I don't even hesitate. You're my boyfriend, Leo. It's good. It's a good scene. It's real cute. His pace on the track slows, then eventually stops outright. He turns, facing me. When you first played. Oh no. Okay, so I did screenshot that, but that wasn't the. I'll stop at the line. That was the first thing I posted on my Twitter about Echo. We stand in the midst of the abandoned passenger carriers. The plants around us mostly dead and dormant from the autumn. I can't help but have this feeling that we clash with our surroundings, alive and new in something dead and decaying. I'm reminded of a word I studied for a southwestern literature class I took, the quos. It comes to me as if I'm reciting a recorder in my brain, the short paragraph which I labored to memorize the night before my presentation. Quos. A noun, both singular and plural, referring to anything strange, incongruous, or particular at its heart to its known mystery. What? Quote? Wait, damn it, Chantar? What? It rhymes with Oz. To a traveler, it's often the highest. So a doom. Was that how I pronounced it before? So a doom. I think that was the cadence I did it in. For me, everything, whether object, person, or event, when seen clearly in the depths of its existence, in its quiddy, is quos. And every road, every alley, the all to the parlor, the course of the creek, the track of a comet, all are a route to quos for any traveler. Any queerest willing to question, to go in quest, to ask the cosmic question of the medieval church drama. Jesus. Whom do you seek, O pilgrim? William Least, Heatmone. Jesus Christ, Chase. Of course you would, memorize something like that. Let's be happy, yeah? Moisture wells within his russet eyes, and I recall the last time I saw Leo cry. It was after what happened at the lake. It was our first day back at school, and he gathered all of our group together. He started out fine, managing simple English and explaining how he promised he was going to protect all of us from now on. And then he just kept saying, "I'm sorry," over and over again. Such a pretentious presentation. Yo, facts, though. Jasmine was the first to step up and hug him, then Carl, then TJ, then me, and finally Flynn. We held each other outside the road and sobbed. Flynn kept yelling something and seemed more incensed that morning. Then morning. But I wasn't listening to his words. Leo bawled until he was hiccuping, wrought with himself. We all did. Eventually, a passerby called one of our parents, and we were picked up one by one. The funeral had happened the week before, and our parents thought we were ready to reintegrate, that things were better. It never felt like things got better. But Leo was always there, keeping his promise. Now, my eyes brim with tears. I think it might be in part due to our lack of sleep, but I can't hold back. We stare at each other, Leo laughing and wiping his eyes with his palms.
Huh, you always suck in your cheeks when you're trying not to cry.
He reached up, ruffling my head fur, as he does so commonly. I sniffle, trying to manage a challenging look, Leo looking blurry in my vision. I let go of my paw, taking them by the front of the shirt, and pulled him down to my height. I shut my eyes tight and kissed him, my arms trembling as I do so. Large arms envelop me, his grasp first on around my hips, but then upon my face as he holds onto my tear-matted cheeks. I realize I have no idea what I'm doing with regard to kissing, and I feel like a fool mushing my face against his, but Leo doesn't laugh. The kiss is over rather quick, but I embrace him as soon as our muzzles part. I feel his head rub into mine, a neediness to his demeanor which I share. We continue to stand each on our own rail, keeping equilibrium balanced at the center. This makes the hug such sort of awkward in structure. It actually reminds me a lot of church pamphlets TJ had that describe the proper way to hug someone of the opposite sex. Backs hunched forward, arms around the upper torso, pelvises at least a foot apart from one another. At least we were all good in the eyes of the Lord so far. It feels like several minutes pass, Leo occasionally squeezing me tighter and rubbing his paws across my back. I do the same. The position starts to feel a bit sore, especially with my recent battering, and I pull back. Leo seems to have been caught unaware, waving his arms as he tries to find his balance again. He stumbles and falls off, his rump hitting the sandy gravel beside the track. Oh shit, Leo, you okay, man? I hop down, but in my haste, my foot catches and I topple over on top of the big wolf's chest. Adding to injury. Leo just chuckles, rewrapping his arms around my midsection, and we meet eye to eye.
Clumsy otter.
I sigh with relief and kiss him again, briefly, as I'm aware I haven't brushed my teeth in 24 hours as well. The first trip? Yeah, it is. It do be that way. He strokes his fingers through my head fur, careful to avoid the bump on the back of my head, before releasing me. I stand, offering a paw to him. He takes it, though just for show, really. He seems to have no problem standing up on his own now.
So, before I was rudely interrupted, I asked you how you thought the other will take us, now that we're a couple.
We start walking again, this time with Leo leading. He seems to take fancy with an old rusted crane, the wolf bouncing up the step ladder and clambering over it like he's 10 again. So, I think that Jasmine will probably dig it. Flynn will taunt us relentlessly but harmlessly. TJ will probably be confused but ultimately happy for us, and Carl will probably be bewildered as all hell and awkward about it. Leo reaches the top of the crane steps. He peeks over the metal to beckon to me.
Really? In my head, I imagine, when I tell Carl I'm a queer and stuff, he'll say, "That's gay," then continue playing his handhelds without caring.
Nah, he cares, I think. Also, I don't want tetanus. I'm good down here. He nods, making his way back down, his chipper gait, and ultimately 4 in sight as he beams at me. He's a slap-happy hyper.
What about your parents?
Oh, Jesus. One day they catch me with gay porn. The next I have a big-ass Hispanic wolf boyfriend. So this is this was the first line I posted on my Twitter about Echo. This was the one. I think the tweet was like, "I hate visual novels" or something, with this image attached. It was something like that. I don't know, man.
I want to tell mine about you. They'd be happy for me, I guarantee it, yeah.
My eyes drift down to my pockets, the weight of my phone still resting against my thigh. I still have a voicemail from yesterday that they sent me. I haven't listened to it. I see some of his excited demeanor diminish to his usual, more concerned expression. Leo heads over beside me and we continue walking. Oh. Man, even this one's just an illustrated thing. Like, why is every background in this game like an illustrated, like, actual thing background? They could recycle a lot of these into the main game. The main game just has so many, like picture with a Photoshop filter. You know what I mean.
Chase, whatever they say, you've still got me.
He approaches me and stops, his fingertips tapping his hips as he thinks of what to say.
You still got all of us in the group, and if shit got real bad, you can stay with us for a bit. Jasmine does it all the time. Pa and Mama are used to having a house filled with kids, but since most of my siblings moved out, it's just me. TJ's parents would never turn you away either. And Carl, well, God knows that he has enough damn rooms to go unused. His parents are barely even there. You could be like that one movie with the kid who lived on the walls of the house, making spooky noises at night and eating their gorgonzola.
I let out a small chuckle. I remember how Carl used to be really afraid of ghosts a few years ago. He'll be afraid again soon. I hang out with him and play video games as a coping mechanism. Still, now that I have my phone in hand, I still have the same twisted dread in my gut. It's like everything is changing and my head is spinning. My folks will never see me the same again.
They won't. But you're almost a fucking adult, Chase.
And the curtness of Leo's tone has me look up from my phone and back to him.
People grow up. You have, and really handsomely. I gotta say, yeah.
I look off to the side. The flattery is making my neck warm and my cheeks flush. Despite everything, I still can't believe it's Leo who is saying all this to me.
The thing is, your parents are gonna love you no matter what. They're good like that. I know it. I bet my neck.
He grasps his throat, looking down at me with the bloodshot eyes and a smile.
Other shit piles around here are the ones I'm gonna have to worry about. Because no way I'm hiding that I have Chase the Otter as my boyfriend. And trust me.
He raises his large fist in front of me, showing the crimson which still stains his knuckles.
They try anything, or harass you for it. I'll make sure they know the consequences.
I shift my focus from Leo's fist to the wild gaze, that's what it says. Man, you need more sleep. Leo blinks, then brings his fist back to rub the back of his neck.
Fuck yeah, I do.
He sniffles, rolling his shoulders some before looking back to the phone in my hand.
Alright, let's listen to this voicemail, eh?
He looks off to the side, sort of muttering embarrassedly under his breath.
Double jump that sucker, and whatever.
It's so cringy, but I feel like I want to kiss him again. Every day. I smile wryly at Leo. He just huffs.
Fair warning, though. You still probably grounded as hell.
I smirk, my chest feeling tight and my mouth dry. Oh, yeah, I know that. I get yelled at if I don't call my parents back within 5 minutes. I'll miss you while I'm in lockup, though. Leo grins lopsidedly, less wild now.
I'll see if I can arrange a cordial visit or something.
I take a deep breath, navigating to the voicemail inbox section.
Ready?
I can see Leo's family house in the distance now. Some smoke rising from the backyard. They must be grilling something. Ready. I press play.
still really enjoy this one. Maybe more than I should. Maybe it's like extreme self-indulgence on my part. No, it is self-indulgence on my part. There's no there's no arguing that. Leo says he loves me. You know how it is. It's really solid. It really is. Like, I really like this one. You have no idea the bitter disappointment, but also extreme interest when I booted up Echo and they weren't a couple anymore. It's like I didn't know. I was like, what happened? There we go. We deleted the history. uh it is what it is. Yeah. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed walking down, what is it, memory lane for me. I really enjoy this game. I haven't played it in like a year and a half. A little more than that, I think. What was it? The last time I read this was what, July or August of 2021, when I recorded it with Darian. So it was nice revisiting it. I don't know. I don't know if I'll continue this. Maybe we'll do Echo again. And by we, I mean just me by myself on streaming. Just so there's a playthrough on this channel that's different from the other one, you know. Maybe. I'll think about it. Maybe this was just a one-off. Maybe this is just me being self-indulgent. But anyway, I'll, yeah, again, hope you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys around.